I think this is so unbelievably important because it really helps people to understand why they do what they do. And before you doing the research on you coming here today and before understanding some of this stuff, I thought dopamine was, I don't know, it was this thing that came in these hits maybe. And if I did something, I got ahead of it, then I returned to baseline. If I did something again, stimulating, I got ahead of it, then I returned to baseline. But what actually is happening is I'm doing something that's stimulating in some way. I'm getting this huge peak, then I'm crashing below baseline for a while. And when I'm below baseline, that's when I'm most likely to want to do something that's going to give me a hit again.
That's right.
And when I saw that, it reminded me of the CGI monitor, the continuous glucose monitor that I wore, because it was a very similar pattern. If I had a lot of sugar, I had a big peak, and I crashed below my baseline.
That's a great observation. It's the perfect analogy. Perfect analogy, because these regulatory systems are all about trying to maintain homeostasis. We all hear about, we learn about homeostasis, like the desire for balance. The human body and human physiology is actually geared more towards something called allostasis, which involves kind of stress modulation. But without getting into too many details, these are dynamic systems, meaning brain systems that are designed to allow us to overcome challenges if need be, right? This is why I always push back on the idea that, stress crashes your immune system. You know what crashes your immune system? Being very, very stressed, working a lot, caretaking for someone else, and then stop it. You always get sick when you stop.
Oh, yeah.
Why? Because actually stress activates the immune system. Makes sense that it would do that evolutionarily, right? And then when we rest, boom, our immune system kind of relaxes a little bit, and then we succumb to that bacteria or virus. So what does it mean? It means that we should probably learn to modulate. It's like driving a car. Anytime we feel that we're headed toward or in a peak state, we should probably kind of like lean back off that state just a tiny bit. Just a tiny bit, especially if that peak state is coming by way of pharmacology or some extreme circumstance. Just back off a little bit, maybe a lot, okay? So when we do that, we learn to master the transition states between these, what I'm referring to as forward center of mass, flat-footed, or back on my heels. It's a term I learned from a former Navy SEAL operator. He said, with anything in life, you can either be back on your heels, like really challenged, flat-footed, kind of like calm and forward, or forward center of mass, like full tilt. I think most people would do very well to learn to master the transition states between waking and going to sleep, right? Many people can't fall asleep. Many people just kind of like can't turn it off. You can learn how to do that by doing things like non-sleep deep rest, some long exhale breathing, simple, self-directed, zero-cost tools that help adjust your autonomic nervous system to be more what we call parasympathetic, more rest and digest, just long exhales.